sorry. I had more than I anticipated. This candle is for de bois, which Jacob calls for the boys, which is quite funny, but it smells like campfire and I love it. Welcome to Two Pearls in a Pod. I'm Paige.
I'm Sarah.
And today we're here on our little corner of the internet to share all of our lovely knitting pieces and what we've been working on, and lots of acquisitions as well.
Yeah. We are meeting on the lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, and we are very grateful to be here. It's been really nice. It's been good to be here.
Absolutely. Sarah has been over for like the last hour.
We've just been like chatting,
eating, drinking tea.
And we were just talking about the fact that when we've got time enough to like catch up before we start filming, it's nice because I feel like we can just like cover a bit more ground and chat a bit more. But now I'm like,
yeah, like
how do we talk? I don't know.
Yeah, we're like, oh, we're recording.
Okay.
I was gonna say, let's start off with what we're wearing, and I just realized like it just took me a second to fully appreciate what you're wearing.
All right, well, why don't you start? Tell us about yours.
Okay, so well, I mean, mine is not knitted by me, but it is a hand knitted jumper. It's got a special name. Do you know the special name? I don't know the special name. It does have a special name in Norwegian, I'm pretty sure, but it's a hand knitted jumper that I bought when I was in. I bought it from Iceland. A few years ago, and it's super warm, and it's, yeah, as I said, hand knitted. And the funny thing is, when I purchased it a few years ago, it was before I started knitting, and it was before I like could really appreciate it for what it is, and sort of the color work and also the kind of yarn that was used. And at the time, I think I purchased it being like, this is like the warmest yarn that there is. Nothing gets warmer. It's a bit scratchy. It's like stupid insulating level of warm. And now I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, it's just Plotulopi. Obviously. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh, it's just like, it's fine. And I feel like it's made me wear it a bit more, which I love. I went to Tassie recently and I wore it a lot around Tassie.
Perfect.
And it doesn't feel as stupid warm like I remembered it.
I think I also have an Icelandic jumper, and I'm like, I must only reserve this for like the frostiest days, which actually it's been quite frosty here recently.
It has been, but it's appropriate for Melbourne weather at the moment.
It's not as outrageous as I kind of initially thought when I bought it.
Yeah, well, I think I kind of reserved it for when I was travelling overseas only and going to frosty places. It is a very true navy. But yeah, I love it.
The fuzz on it, the halo, it's just like really
great. No, it's
classic.
Great. I'm realising now, like, it probably does need a little bit of just like, not a proper deep heel, but just
a light
some little
shave. Bits.
Yeah, like there are some little fuzzies, but I've never done it before to this jumper, so it's pretty good.
Yeah,
I like the cuffs as well. Like it's a cute pattern actually.
I like that the first year we went to Bendigo Sheep and Wool Show, we both wore
our
Icelandic
by pure coincidence
jumpers, and we looked great in matching jumpers.
We did. It was very.
But then everyone was like, "Did you knit those?" And we were both like,
No, not these ones. It was really cold that year.
That was frosty. But
speaking of, we need to think about that for this year.
I was going to say, speaking of Bendigo.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the dates. No, speaking of Bendigo, yeah, please go.
Speaking of Bendigo woolen mills, this is my finished object today, which is my clay sweater by, I have a feeling it's a Zeta. This is the clay sweater, which is a drop shoulder textured pullover. I don't know if I can, it's probably hard to tell in this yarn and it's coming off even more like unclear on camera, but it's just rows of stockinette and garter to create this like drop shoulder.
It's really cool. The texture looks really cool.
It's a lot. To make this, I used 2 strands. I have so much of this left over. I still have.
So how much did you use in the end to make it?
2 and a bit balls.
Wow.
Okay, so these are 200-gram balls. They're 400 meters.
Yeah.
But I bought 4 of these when we were like panic buying all of this yarn.
Oh, because you did hold it with something too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I panic bought 4, thinking that I would need 1,200 meters.
Yeah.
But turns out I needed less than 1,000. And it might be the fact that, like in my last few projects, my row gauge is really off.
Yeah. So random. I still can't quite get my head around that.
So yeah, this is the Bendigo Woolen Mills Woodlands yarn, which is like, it's hard to see, but it's got some excellent tweedy flex in there. That's a DK weight, and I held it with some Isager Mohair in the colour 33. And I use this to add a little bit of bulk, add a little bit of fluff, and pull the colour a little bit less orange. And it's worked out really well. I'm really happy with the colour. I really like it.
Success.
So yeah.
That's great.
I think I did the second size for this one, which is an extra small. And it's given me still a fair bit of like ease, which I'm quite happy with. My one issue, or the one thing I'm not sure about, is it's meant to be this like, meant to have this like really trendy, like stand up funnel neck collar. But I think the weight of it and the weight from the drop shoulder has pulled it down, so it ends up sitting a lot flatter.
You can use a little bit of clear elastic in
So
there.
I think I'm going to need to put some elastic, maybe here, maybe here. The other thing I was going to do, I'd be curious to see what you think or what other people think, is to try and prevent the drop shoulder from dropping so much. I was going to try and put like a piece of ribbon or elastic or something, like a piece of thicker
across
elastic
the cord,
across the back shoulder, just to kind of like stop it, like hold it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So that the weight of it doesn't pull the neck down.
Yeah. That's a
Do you
good
think it'll
idea.
work?
I think it'll work. Yeah. Because I guess, you know, if you think about that there's a, like, was this one where you pick up stitches?
Yeah, this is like you knit a trapezoid and then
you knit a trapezoid. Yeah, so I think along the top of the trapezoid.
I mean, it makes a nice...
Because I was thinking about, you know, the ones that do like the I-cord that we've talked about in the last video, like the I-cord.
The I-cord would have saved it because the I-cord has less stretch. This is just
But I guess what I'm
garter.
saying is if you just like replicate...
I could do an I-cord.
Oh, I mean, I just...
Like on the inside or something.
I mean, yeah, but I was just going to say use a ribbon, like you said. But like,
or something.
Pretend like it's an I-cord.
Something that's like doesn't have as much stretch, just to hold it up so that this has a chance to stand up in the really cool trendy way that it is in the picture.
Yeah.
It looked great for the first like 15 minutes that I wore it, and then all the weight pulled it out. But so yeah, I made this probably a little bit long. I mean, the pattern is designed to be like long and oversized, but I feel like as someone who's in... Yeah.
Oh, it's because you're tucked in.
I'm tucked. So I did a split hem to save the length. But yeah, it's sitting like top of my thighs.
Yeah, I guess you love a crop.
I do.
As much as I do.
I do. So, but what I end up doing is like French, like it's
French tuck.
French. It's like tucked at the front, long at the back. It looks a bit weird.
No, it's different. It's just not very Gen Z.
Yeah, I know. But as a non-Gen Z person,
we are who we are.
I'm nothing if not like peak millennial. But yes, this is the clay sweater.
Big fan.
Yeah.
I love the colour flex in it.
I love this yarn.
It's really nice.
I have this in lots of other colours.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, but
stay tuned.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is my most recent pullover. I've done a lot of I've done a lot of drop shoulder
it's not
pullovers. It's not a bad thing, but I think I need something. I mean, I've got plenty of other things that are not drop shoulder pullovers.
Next piece. Do you want to go through whips or finished objects?
Finished. Let's see your finished object.
Okay. I have one finished object, and it is this beanie that I talked about in the last video. So this is the Pearl Soho Classic Ribbed Hat. What a journey we have been on, dear friends. So for background, I wanted to do a beanie in this fun colour. I'll put in the description exactly what colour it is, but it was in the last video as well. It's Isager Soft Silk Mohair held with Sunday by Petite Knit in another colour, and then the corresponding alpaca single strand from Santa's Garn as well, in the same colour as well. And the addition of the Isager was new. That was a really long...
So basically it's 3 strands, a strand of fingering, a strand of lace weight alpaca, and a strand of mohair.
That's right, and completely unnecessary.
It's so lush. It's so lush.
It's lush. I basically just added the mohair in it because I wanted more of a halo compared to what I was getting beforehand. The colour is perfect. I'm obsessed with it. It's like that classic like fire engine red or like slightly orange leaning red that I love. It's soft. You can give it a squish.
Oh my god, it's so nice.
I used the Pearl Soho pattern. I said to Sarah I didn't like the little spiral up the top, but I had already frogged a whole beanie and restarted, and I just wasn't in the mood to try and figure out.
Invent anything.
Yeah, and I bought the wrong patterns multiple times, and I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to do it this way. So I did it, and it doesn't look too bad.
I think it looks incredible.
Still like it.
And it looks so good.
I'm wearing it like that, but I actually wear it like folded.
Real cute.
It feels really neat. I have blocked it. It's a steam block. There was something else I was going to say about it.
You looked great in Tassie in it.
I did look great in Tassie in it. I did wear it around Tassie. I did knit it in time for wearing it in Tassie, which was really lovely. In terms of the number of stitches to cast on, so the reason I undid the other one was I think it was too tight, and then when it stretched over the head, it stretched out the ribbing, and I really didn't like the look of it.
It lost its luxury.
It lost the luxe vibe of it.
God, it looks so cute.
This is luxe.
Have you put a little bit of elastic in there?
Yes. So I don't know why I put it on like that, but anyway, so I cast on in half a needle size bigger, and I cast on for like the large size, I think. Yeah. I cast on a lot of stitches, and I was up a couple of needle sizes, and I cast on a half needle size bigger, and so I got this like slight flare out, which I didn't love, but also I knew that I wanted it to be stretchy enough, so to pull the flare back in, put in some of that petite elastic, which honestly you can kind of see slightly, but I don't care.
No, it was only because I was like looking very intently, very close up.
Yeah, like if I pull it apart, you can barely see it, but it's worth it. Anyway, so I love it. That's my finished object.
Beautiful.
Just the one.
Beautiful.
But it was a goodie.
Very nice. Let's do whips.
Yes.
I've got two to show and one that I can't show, but we'll talk about that later.
It's a good one. I'm quite sad that Sarah can't show it because I was
fangirling
hugely over it, but in a future vid.
My first whip is a sock.
Love.
This is some yarn that I bought. I think I showed it the last one. This is just a sock yarn by Maximoo yarns that I got at the Hand Knit and Crochet Guild market that we went to recently. You can see. I have started making a pair of socks from 52 Weeks of Socks, Volume 1. I've only made one pair before this, and it's pattern number 1, and this is pattern number 52. So by this logic, I should continue to bookend the pattern book. But this is the pattern so far. I don't know if you can see, yes. They're called the Dear Björn socks.
Oh, I love the name.
It's pattern 52 in 52 Weeks of Socks, Volume 1. It's kind of got this like traveling slip stitch, and it's just, I think it's a really good pattern for variegated yarn because it kind of, I think it suits the yarn quite well. It's
really fun, it really breaks up the variegation.
Yeah. To
not be stripy. We know I don't like a stripe, I like a ball.
So that's the plain side. So this is it's a toe up sock, and you can't have it all. But that's the plain side, and then that's with the diagonal slip stitches.
It's a really beautiful colorway.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it. I think I saw a similar colorway from Prosper Yarn Co, and I was and then I saw this and I was like, oh, that's close, I'll buy that.
Yeah, it's really nice.
But yeah, this is my current sock project.
Very nice.
First one, feels really nice.
I also have a current sock project.
Show me your sock!
I have entered my sock era again. So whilst I was in Tassie, I don't really have that many pairs of, I've only got 2 pairs of knitted socks. And I wore them to death, and when I wasn't wearing them I missed them because my feet were cold in my Doc Martens.
Yeah. We need a good woolly sock.
So I decided I needed more hand knitted socks in my life. So I was telling Sarah, I probably could have finished it if I stayed up a little bit later.
Oh my God.
But it was already a late night.
Gee, you've done so much.
It was already a late night.
Nah,
so this is the second sock. I'm on the toe decreases. That's what's really annoying. But I just couldn't anymore. I had to go to bed.
To block them
Yeah. But basically these are the Winter's Frost socks. I'll pop everything in the description below. And they're basically, imagine vanilla sock with this like cool detailing on the side here. These were purely kind of just for practical purposes. As I said, I just wanted something a bit warmer. And so I just kind of wanted to get a sock done quickly. And I was very much inspired by Sarah's yarn choice. In a previous video, she had talked about the Regia Premium Merino Yak yarn, and I really wanted to try it out. So I ran over to Morris & Sons and I purchased the grey in it just because I wanted a really wearable colour, and I thought something a little bit different to a vanilla sock. I've knit it up on 2.25mm needles in terms of the needle size, and it has created a really dense fabric that that is a lie. I think these are 2.5. Yep, sorry, that is a lie. I knitted it up on 2.5mm needles because I remembered Sarah had said that hers had knit up really tight.
And you're a tight knitter.
I'm a tight knitter, and the pattern also called for 2.5.
Smart.
So hence I just went with 2.5, even though I like normally a dense sock.
This is a dense sock. This is going to be like a real boot sock.
I love it though.
I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited to see this block out.
Yeah, well, I will have them nice and blocked and ready for our next episode, but I will warn you guys, I don't think I can hold out not wearing them in between.
No, why would you? Oh my god.
So they will be washed but worn. But yeah, I'm super excited about these, very pleased with how they're turning out. And
I love this sock yarn.
I modified the pattern, I suppose, in that I did a slip stitch heel because I've decided that is my favorite heel.
Yeah.
And I also do a 64 stitch sock generally. And I follow now your guys' tip that you once told me about when doing the heel flap to knit a few extra rows, and when doing the gusset to sort of do the decreases down, but like by doing the extra sort of length here and picking up extra stitches, you give yourself more room over the top of your foot where you get a lot of stretching. So 64 stitches, normally that tells you to do 16, but I do 18, and then I reduce back down to 64, and then I've got quite a long skinny foot, so I do like quite a long foot here, and then that's my perfect vanilla sock.
I'm so happy that you found your perfect vanilla sock.
You know, that was like a goal of mine, so here we are. But yeah, so that's
beautiful.
That. I've got so much leftover yarn though.
Yeah, I know,
like, and we've only got a little bit left, so possibly enough to do another, but we'll see. Definitely be for like toes and heels and stuff.
Yeah, it's actually the one type of yarn that I don't mind having leftovers of.
Yeah.
I really resent. I've already found someone who is going to.
Oh, good.
I'm already posting this to someone because someone's bought this because I don't want to have.
Yeah.
Stash.
And like you don't want to make multiple things out of that.
And at one point I was like, oh, maybe I could make a kid's thing.
Yeah, I was going to say you can gift it, but it's so much it's so much volume.
But then someone wants to buy it, so
perfect.
I'm selling it already. But sock yarn I'm okay because you can do contrast and stuff, so it's one thing I'm okay to have in stash. I have one more whip.
Yes, go.
This is, I've cast on the Bakker Scarf.
Oh, so cool.
Or Bakker Shawl by Fibre Tales.
Ooh, that's really cool.
This is using
awesome.
a strand of Plotulopi and a strand of Isager Silk Mohair. They're both in, this one's sort of more of a khaki dirty green, and this one's more like a true
like
emeraldy green, thank you. But I'm really enjoying how they're kind of combining to make this sort of really variegated, pretty yarn colour.
It's beautiful.
So this is going to be like big wrap shawl.
Love.
You do these sort of, it's got these, you do these like, I don't know if you can see it here. It's kind of hard with the dark, but it creates these little pearl, like these stockinette things. You can see these?
Yeah, yeah.
And then later that will turn into the decorative pattern that runs through the scarf.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so it means you have to cross, like you have to, this has a specific instruction for every single row.
Yeah.
And it's like hundreds and hundreds of rows.
You lost me.
So like I printed it out and I'm just crossing them off.
Yeah.
Like it's a little bit intuitive, but this is not like, you can't just sit and knit on this. Like you need to watch it a little bit more. You need to pay attention a bit more. But yeah, this is my first time using like an unspun yarn.
Yeah, how do you find it?
Yeah, fine, nice.
Do you feel like you are not a tight knitter? I haven't knit with mine yet, and I wonder how often I'm going to break the yarn by the tension that I put on it. But we'll see.
I've broken it twice, but I think that was me not paying attention as I was like watching the TV or something.
Yeah, interesting.
I'll be interested to see how this blocks. It doesn't right now. I'm not like, oh my god, I want to wrap myself in this.
No,
like it's not
yet.
Super soft.
Not yet.
But do you think it'll?
I think it'll get a lot more drape to it.
I hope so. Anyway, it's not super it's really squishy, but it's not super soft.
It's lofty for sure.
It's lofty, but it's not like I'm really glad the Mohair is doing something here, because without it,
it's not too bad. Like, it's definitely softer than this that I'm wearing. But the one I'm wearing, like, I don't know if I've washed it. Is that gross?
I haven't washed mine.
I just like air it. So.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is my other whip, but this one you really need like the stars to align in terms of when I'm working on it.
Yeah.
But like when I was watching the second part of Bridgerton, I did most of this. So it's perfect Bridgerton knitting.
It is. I did knit those socks doing Bridgerton. Oh,
yeah.
What am I saying? Knit those socks while watching Bridgerton. So yeah. I have one more whip to show, which is actually in the project bag that Sarah made me. So I've started doing the Bookclub Cardigan knit along. I have made zero progress since we last spoke, Sarah, so just FYI.
Oh, no, but you don't just cast on when I look.
I've got a swatch. So the Bookclub Cardigan knit along is being hosted by a few different people, including Sarah, but also Enso Knit, as well as Nestled in Knits, and all their stuff will be down below as well. I initially bought a different yarn, which I'll talk about later for it, and I did a swatch and it just wasn't giving the vibe that I wanted. So I went upstairs to my little yarn library that I've somehow created for myself with Sarah, and picked out exactly what I wanted to use. And I ended up falling upon this combination, which I will show you with my cute little stitch markers on it. Sorry. Which way is the front actually? This way. Yeah. So you can have a little squeeze at the swatch. Hopefully it picks up on camera, but basically this is the same yarn that Sarah has used for the jumper that she's wearing, the Woodlands yarn from Bendigo Woollen Mills, and this is in the color River Sand, which is really cool. So you can focus. It's like an icy white color that's a bit more cool toned with this absolutely, what is this? Oh, it's a cable needle. Sorry, I got really distracted.
Me too. I was like, where is that coming
from?
What
is that? And I'm notorious for losing needles. And I was like, oh, is this a 4.5? Because I always run out of those. Anyway, with lots of flecks of sort of primary colours plus green. Red, blue, yellow, green. So anyway, it looks really cool. And I've held it together with this cream coloured mohair to add a little bit of halo to it. I am fairly sure that this is Rowan Kidsilk mohair. The reason I'm not 100% sure is because it didn't have a label on it, and it was in my little like bag that I keep all my mohair, and I think it's left over from something.
Because you had a few other balls of Kidsilk Haze and you just assumed that was the same, and it looks about the same.
My only concern is it's very soft, and I wonder, it feels more like creme cut to touch.
Whatever.
But I don't think I've purchased creme cut cream before. Anyway, that's where we're at with that.
This, I'm so starstruck by this. It looks
it's really
so
cool.
Good. I'm really impressed. I think it's like the perfect yarn combo.
Yeah.
And after your first like false start, I'm so happy that this is actually like the perfect.
It really was a false start. I will show you guys in a second. I also do have other whips, but I'm not going to show them today because there's no progress on them since the last video, so you can just check that out if you like.
This is perfect. I'm so happy.
It's really cool, isn't it? I'm very happy.
What size needle are you using?
I think I went up
to a 5.
No, I'm a 4.5. Oh, that's right. I didn't go up because I'm knitting. I saw how yours was working out.
Yeah.
And I went up a size or 2 to what I normally
do. Cool. Yeah.
I think I went up 1 size. Why is this tiny?
No. But I just remember the first time you passed
on, that was tiny.
Was small.
Yeah, so the other
and I was like,
yarn.
It's too small.
Sorry?
I think your last one was too small.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it was tiny. Yeah, so I feel like this is
going to be amazing. I'm so excited for this. It's going to look so good.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. But you guys know me, I always have too many whips on the go. So will I have it done for the knit along? Probs not, but at this point.
See, I'm not even sure if I'll have it done with the knit along, but whatever.
It's just, it's not at the point that I'm at anyway. It's not a TV knit, and I really wanted to pay attention to Bridgerton.
You'll get there.
I wanted to pay attention to Bridgerton. So yeah.
This is like a little bit of an aside. The book that I was kind of reading as part of like the Bookclub Cardigan, knit along, read along, whatever. I finished it and it was really good and I had a great time. So if anyone's into like murder mystery, bit of historical fiction, fun time, this one was great.
Oh, no, that's good to know. Also, really absolutely, yeah, because that is part of it. If you're interested in joining, there's more details down below.
Oh yeah, Bookclub Cardigan Cal.
Yeah.
Everyone, the Cal is going, like the chat is fantastic. There's actually lots of people who are making slight modifications. And
I need to join the chat. I'm actually not.
You should join the chat if you haven't started yet, or you're just like, if you're tossing up joining, you should, just to like look back through, because people have like added extra like cable sections, which is yeah, calm down, lady.
Sorry, I thought I also dropped it all on my yarn new acquisition, but I got really, I was like choking, but priorities.
I know it's exciting, but keep it together. Yeah, people have started adding things, and it's really helpful, I think, to look back.
No, I should start, especially whilst I'm so early in the project, so that I can, you know, modify as necessary.
Yeah.
Are we up to
acquisitions?
Guys, settle in, get yourself a cup of tea. Don't judge us. You know, I was replying to some of the comments from our last video, and like one of them was literally like, "Oh, you ladies are so restrained." After we had gone to the craft market, and I was like, yeah, we are, aren't we? Except the Garntopia order that we did arrived, and it was hectic.
I think we shouldn't forget that it's currently like midwinter.
Yeah, it's
like,
our peak knitting season for us.
Peak knitting purchasing time, peak knitting season. So, yeah.
Also, I passed my exam. Yeah, I know. I realized, like, I think I said I had sat it, but I hadn't actually said that I passed it. So I passed. So woohoo! So
she's
like,
done.
I can be a little bit reckless at the moment.
Yes.
So anyway, we made a big Garntopia order. It's very exciting for us because here in Australia we don't have access to a lot of the different yarns that we get to hear and see, and sort of see in samples that we see both on Ravelry and Instagram and YouTube. So it's really nice to be able to order, but shipping to Australia worked out to be over $70. So we do a big group order and split it in between us. And
yeah, PAIGE like coordinated multiple people like ordering from like different parts of Melbourne and actually interstate.
Not this time,
but
in the past I've done it with interstate.
So like when the order came in, there was a lot of yarn.
100%. And also when you order over $1,000, there's like taxes and stuff. So trying to coordinate and stay under 1,000 while being fair, which sounds like a lot because it is a lot, but it's also between a lot of people, and everyone similar to us wants to like maximize, you know, that we're not doing this all the time. So with that,
you should start because you've got.
I have two. I also bought from the Wandering Flock, but I think I'll go through that after.
Yeah.
Giant box.
Oh my god.
So you guys are probably sick of hearing me talk about the Norwegian ski team Olympic sweaters, especially because I've changed my choice on the yarn a million times and haven't even cast it on yet anyway, and it's not like happening imminently. But I had previously bought yarn from Morris & Sons, which I was really excited about, except I was clearly just not obsessed with the cream white colour in it. The Morris & Sons yarn options are a little bit limited in terms of colours, but for the most part it was the best that I had, and basically Peer Gynt is where it's at. That's where all the yarn colours are that I wanted. So
we had a revelation when you were like, oh, what yarn should we use? And I was like, Peer Gynt is perfect.
It is perfect. So these are the colours that we're going with. Ta-da! We love it. So I will put all the colour codes in the description. However, the vision is this as the main combination. I will say this is my perfect cream, so I'm going to actually tell you what I'm. Oh no, I can't because it's in a color code. I want to say it's almond though.
It's either almond or marzipan.
It's either almond or marzipan, and I'm pretty sure it's almond, but I will confirm below.
Okay.
So that's the main combination, and then for the trims, I wanted something really bright and fun, and so this is going to be the trims.
I'm so excited.
And this is going to be for blending.
Halfway between the two.
Stunning.
I love it. I love it.
So that's where we're at.
I'm so excited. It's going to look so good.
Yeah, it's perfect. I'm excited. I don't know when I'm going to cast it on because I've got a few things at the moment, but I think once I finish the current things I'm working on, I think I'll be casting it on.
Nice.
Yeah. The next thing I purchased was to make a Sophie shawl because I actually don't really own scarves. I own one scarf, and I think I just like Tasmania really inspired me to have more warm things, and I just love anything that's really soft and cozy, and especially with all the beanies lately. So I bought these with the intention of making a Sophie shawl situation out of them. So this is Isager Alpaca 3, and this one is just Isager Silk Mohair. And the colour for both of these is colour 33. It's called Rust, I'm pretty sure. It's
it's the same rusty as my alpaca, which is why I was looking at being like, I like these colours.
I thought that looked like it when I saw it actually. It's perfect. The reason I bought this and was excited to try this is when I was at Sunspun, which is a local yarn shop for us, the other day, I saw some samples in this, and they were so lofty and soft. So it's 50% alpaca and 50% wool. So I wanted to try that, but then I've decided I'm back in my mohair era.
Do you remember when mohair was like out of vogue and everyone's like,
it was
I'm not knitting
in
with
vogue
mohair?
and then it was out of vogue, and now I'm missing it in my garments because the halo was it. So I bought that. And then I've been loving my beanie. So I wanted to make another bright beanie. So I bought this. I've always loved the colour. And so I thought, why not? I've been wearing my other beanie to death. So this, the colour for both of these is in the colour Sunny Lime, both from Sanders Garn. This is just Sunday, and this is the Tynn Silk Mohair. And then finally, and one that I'm extremely excited about, is the Snefnuk Natura yarn, which this was actually something that so many people in our giveaway video commented and recommended, and I really wanted to try it. So this is the Kama Rose Snefnuk Natura yarn in the colour cream. I've looked at so many projects online and swatches of all the different colours and decided that I wanted the cream. The other one I really liked was Latte. It's made with 55% baby alpaca, 35% cotton, and 10% fine merino. And my intention is to make a cloud sweater out of that.
This will be a literal cloud.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure some of her samples are actually made with that as well. And I'm holding it together with, and this is purely because the samples were made with this, and so I just wanted to do something similar. I'm holding it with a strand of silk mohair, even though this does have a little bit of a halo by itself. And this silk mohair, I don't know if it'll capture the white perfectly, but I kid you not, this is my favorite creamy white. It's just in the color 0.
It's like quite pearly, I'd say.
Yeah, it's got like, it's cool tone. It's got like almost like a lilac-y hue to it. But sometimes when you get the actual strand of silk in it, it can look a little bit dirty, but it doesn't on this. I think it looks perfect, and I think it'll cool this down just the perfect amount.
Because I feel like you like a cooler thing, whereas
I do.
I wanted to buy some of this, but I selflessly, when we did our Garntopia order, decided to cull it so that we could kind of manage the tax situation.
We needed to keep under 1,000.
And so I was like, no, I'll not get my Snefnuk, and now I have a lot of regrets.
No, but we'll be doing, I'm sure, another order at some point.
I'm ready.
Now you can see me test it out and decide.
I'm actually ready. I'm ready to now.
She's ready now, like today.
I feel like we spend a lot of time on this channel trying to describe shades of white.
We do. And I always laugh at it when other people do it, thinking, oh, no one cares. But then here I am also doing it, apparently very much caring.
Specific. Anyway, it's going to be great. It's going to look lovely.
I love it.
That's going to be an absolute cloud.
I think that might be my next one to cast on because I just want to wear it.
It'd be so light and lofty and squashy. Oh my god. Yes. So my main acquisition that I got from
it's like I forgot and I'm remembering all over again.
From Garntopia was I signed up for a secret test knit, and I wanted to buy some yarn for the test knit. I can't show the project, but I thought I might show the yarns I'm using, and you can use your imagination.
As someone who's sitting next to Sarah and can see the secret test knit, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful, and the yarn combination is perfection and stunning, and it's drapey and gorgeous.
So I think you definitely supported me in purchasing this and getting me over the line to sign up for the test knit, and
bad influence.
Good influence. So this is I think I can say it's a test knit for Kutovakika for her book that she's releasing, and I think I'll be able to show it in about November. But it's a top-down colourwork yoke pullover. My main colour,
neutral faces only,
is this. So I'm using one strand of Sunday with 2 strands of Tynn Silk Mohair. to create
of course, that's why it's so lofty and beautiful.
Yeah, which is like quite an expensive move to be like 2 strands of soft silk mohair. But my theory was I'm going to need to buy one ball of each of the colours for the colourwork yoke. That I somehow justified it. Anyway.
Yeah, it makes sense.
This is my main colour, and one of which I reckon is that same...
It's the same palette.
Almond, marzipan-y sort of colour.
Yeah.
So that's my main colour. You got that?
Happily.
And then my 3 contrast colours are these 3. There's so many names here. I think this one might be toffee, this one might be rust, and this one is like navy. And then I've got like a matching approximate mohair for each of them, which I had to like ball up separately. But yeah, this is kind of the colour palette. And I'm wrapped. I've never had to like pick colours for colour
You've
work.
done a great job.
I'm quite pleased with myself.
Don't be mad, and I know I do this every time. Every time I'm like, I want that.
Yes!
Don't be mad if I end up doing the exact same.
So I'm sorry I can't show it. I can't be a tease. Like, I'm sorry I'm such a tease, but I've knit it all really quickly because it's knitting up. I'm doing it on a 5mm needle, and it's flying, and it's really addictive because it's like a colourwork yoke and it's got like a little bit of retro vibes, and I love it. I'm obsessed. So stay tuned for November. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this one.
I've got one more acquisition. This is from the Wandering Flock. This was absolutely a bougie treat yourself purchase. I purchased it, I'm pretty sure, within days after my exam. And I justified it to myself at the time because...
I was here when you did. I put a lot of pressure on you because I was you deserve this.
And I have no regrets, but the reason I purchased it was actually for the book club book club cardigan knit along, but as I said, the swatch just wasn't it. I'm going to show you the yarn first so that you can appreciate the reasoning and everything. So this is what it looks like. I feel like it looks like there's a lot more pink on it on camera. It's more, there's a little bit of pink, but it's more leaning like purple with like this neon yellow, and it's pastel rainbow dreams and everything that I loved in
It's
yarn.
the most Paige yarn I have. I keep saying this when you keep buying more neon, like pastels, but like this is the most Paige yarn I've ever seen.
So this, as I said, it's from the Wandering Flock. This one is sock yarn. It's...
Oh, is it? Like it's got nylon in it?
It's got nylon in it. I only just realised then, to be honest, but whatever. This is like...
Cosmic tie-dye.
Yes. So the colour for both of them is Cosmic Tie-Dye. I've seen heaps of on their Instagram and stuff, like things knitted up in this, and the way that it pulls and everything looks really, really cool. So yeah, this is the 4-ply, oh sorry, incorrect. This is actually sport weight, which I think is also why like it's perfect for
yeah.
But when it knit up, it just, it flattened it a lot more or something, I don't know. Oh yeah, it's 50% extra fine merino, 30% baby alpaca and 20% nylon. And then this is the corresponding or the same color, but in like a mohair. So 80% mohair and 20% silk. When you combine these two, I feel like they soften, like the bits cancel each other out almost. So it just kind of softens it a bit.
In terms of the colors, it looked great. They looked, in the swatch that you did, it looked great. It just...
I think it had too much texture in the pattern.
I think it was the wrong pattern.
Yeah.
Like I'm very excited for you to use those two yarns together, but maybe in something a little bit more plain.
It needs to be more stockinette, I think.
What are you going to do?
I think still a cardigan.
Yeah.
Something like an April cardigan or like a moulinet.
Oh, yes.
Kind of thing.
Yes, I agree.
At the same time, I also purchased buttons.
I forgot you got buttons. Oh my god.
The buttons are perfect because... I mean, you know the vibe. They're like holographic buttons. I'm going to hold one of these up so you can kind of like vibe check it. But like, yeah.
They are so cool.
Yeah, so I got matching buttons. I bought 4.
Oh my god, yes.
They felt a little bit silly to like, I don't know, buy not the cheapest buttons. But
no, I'm so
by the
into
time you're
this.
paying
Really
shipping and
amazing.
stuff, I was like, it's actually not that much more expensive anymore.
Just do it. It's going to be incredible.
So yeah, I'm really excited, but yeah, I don't have a specific project in mind for this anymore. But we'll see. We'll see. So, yeah.
Good haul, I'd say. I think we've done
thank
very
you.
well there.
Thank you so much. We've got a lot to well, I've got a lot to knit up.
I've got a lot to knit up. Thanks everyone for continuing to support the channel. Thank you so much to everyone who's been leaving really lovely comments. Thank you to everyone who subscribes, it really helps. Anything else?
I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, no, we really appreciate it. Thanks for supporting us. And yeah, we will see you next time, hopefully in a couple of weeks.
See you in a few weeks.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Is it jaded? I don't know. It might not be, but it kind of looked a little bit hazy for a second.
No, I think that's just my face.
And sorry, I also need to pee. Sorry. I'll be quick.
Relax, lady.